I'm your host, Joey Ricotta. You can hear me, right, Jack?
Absolutely. Didn't
Okay.
for a second, but you're all good now,
Yeah,
buddy.
all right. Welcome back to On Tap Bets. A little choppy to start here, but I'm Joey Ricotta at Joey Knows Nothing. I'm joined by the man himself, Jack Bushman at Jack Bushman 2. We are here to break down our final bets. We have finalized our betting cards, come up with our best bets. I'll probably still find something to bet on before the. Yeah, I always find something to bet on. But I'm calling it finalized bets. Jack, we just talked yesterday. How are you doing, my friend? How jacked up are you now that we are like literally just a few hours away from this thing teeing off?
Yeah, that's actually crazy to say. We are 5 hours away from the Open Championship teeing off here in North America. I'm probably going to have to get a coffee or an energy drink in me because there's no way I'm missing the first tee times, and then I'll probably end up watching for at least a couple hours before I go to bed. But I'm jacked up, man. The final major of the year, I always love the Open, and of course, it's at the old course, which we broke down yesterday. For those of you who haven't tuned into yesterday's show, we did a whole lot more research, diving into the course, more going over each of the players and whatnot. If you want to check out more of a complete breakdown, go check out yesterday's show because, as we mentioned today, it's mostly just going to be finalized bets. I do have most of my card made up at this point. I have a couple questions and things I want to run by you before I come to a final decision, but for the most part, I'm pretty locked in at this point, Joey. So I'm ready to roll here in a couple hours.
I love it, man. And I love that you are going to just get your coffee. You know, you're about to grab a train here in a little bit, so we're going to keep this a little bit abbreviated, but I love that you're just going to like grab a coffee. I'm locking down, I'm hunkering down, I'm ready for this tee off, and I'm going to at least catch a little bit of this before I hit the sack. If you are even going to go to sleep, I have no idea.
That's the $1 million question at this point. We're going to see, to be determined.
Yeah, TBD on that. Kind of like our favorite players in baseball, cash considerations. To be determined on the mound, who's pitching. But let's just start it off, Jack. You mentioned it's at the old course, St. Andrews, Scotland. Classic, iconic. Absolutely. This is the 150th. It's going to be, I'm excited, man. I don't know how much I'm going to watch tonight. Like I said, I got a full plate on my hands tomorrow. But I know that the weather could be key, and I'm hoping that you can provide some updates on that as the tournament goes on. But let's just kick it off, man, because we've kind of locked in here our final bets, and I'm interested to see what you came up with because I know yesterday when we talked, you had not had any finalized bets, or you had not even placed a bet at that point. So let's start at the top. Rory McIlroy, 10-1. I'm looking at Bet Rivers odds. By the way, they are our sponsor. Go to Bet Rivers, enter the promo code ONTAP for an up to $250 deposit match. Promo code ONTAP at Bet Rivers. It's free money. What are you waiting for? Rory McIlroy, 10-1. Xander Schauffele, 14-1. 18-1 is Matthew Fitzpatrick. Then you got John Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, and Cam Smith. And then Shane Lowry. Jack, what do you think about that kind of like top tier of golfers?
Yeah, I had some tough questions that I needed to ask myself in the past 24 hours because this is usually where we differentiate the most. I know you're not really a top-heavy top of the betting board type of guy per se. I usually do like to go up here a little bit. I decided I am going to play Rory. I don't care that he's 10-1. Ooh. I am going to do it. Rory's cash for me this year, cash for me at the RBC Canadian Open. The biggest thing for me about Rory is, man, if he goes 2022 without winning a major for how well he's played, like I know he's going to absolutely be furious with himself, and he's had so many good opportunities. I just know he's going to be super locked in and giving it all he has to win this tournament, given he hasn't won a major in so long and has been so close this year. So I am going to get in on Rory at 10-1. I am also going to get in on Xander Schauffele at 14-1. I'm not going to let him go Scotty Scheffler on me and just torch me and know it's coming, but still don't put my money on it. I am going to put money on Xander. He's on a heater right now, has shown no signs of slowing down. He has the game to get it done at majors. He has a great major track record, just hasn't gotten over that hump yet. We've seen some first-time major winners come through so far this year, so I'm going to be on Xander at 14-1 as well. With these top 8, Joey, I feel like I'm going a little bit heavy here, but I do feel like the big names do tend to win these events, so I don't mind it too much. But my last question up here, I said I have 2 questions coming into the show. One of them, do I want to bet Scotty Scheffler or Jordan Spieth at 18-1. I mean, 18-1 for Scotty is as
Oh,
good as it's going to get. And people are acting like he's playing bad. He really isn't. I mean, it's just
he's
not.
not.
When he doesn't win, it's now a failure, apparently. He's not playing
After
bad
he went
golf.
on that crazy, like Xander, like you said, Xander's basically on the run that Scotty Scheffler was on. Maybe not as great, but it pretty much is. And now he's not on that much of a run for Scotty Scheffler. Still golfing very, very well.
Got a second place finish at the U.S. Open. He's been there at all the majors this year. There's no reason that he shouldn't be in contention. I mean, his first time playing the Open last year, he tied for 8th. Like, he can play new golf courses and just take them on immediately. He doesn't need that, like, first round to kind of understand where it's going to be. He's that elite of a golfer. And then Jordan Spieth, we know he's the scrambler of all scramblers. He's figured out his driver here in the past couple of months, which has really helped him. He's won obviously at the RBC Heritage. He's been semi-close at a couple majors this year, hasn't really put it all together for 4 consistent rounds, but he's been playing some good golf as of late, man. And that's my big question here. I know I can only take one of those guys. Is it Scotty or is it Jordan Spieth? I don't know what to do right now, Joey.
I think I would lean Scheffler. I love Spieth and I want to do it in the major. I really, really do. And I know he has a pretty good track record here. But that said, I got to go with who I believe has the better form right now. And not to say that Spieth has a horrible form necessarily, but not as good as Scheffler. I think Spieth's price is way down where it is because people are looking at him as well, the major and then the track record here at the Opens. So I'm looking at Scheffler here. I really would consider Scheffler. If I'm going to pick between the two, I would lean him. But don't let me talk you out of anything, Jack. If you feel like Spieth is the one, like, you got to go with your gut on this.
I'm personally leaning towards Scheffler a little bit, but that's going to be a decision probably right around midnight that I'll end up making. But those are all I got out of the top 8. You don't have anyone of those, I'm guessing?
Ooh, I guess I did mention Cameron Smith. So yesterday,
his odds have kind of been run down because people are jumping on the Cam Smith train.
They have. I'm gonna check real quickly to see what I actually grabbed him at yesterday because I grabbed him at a much better price before we did the show yesterday. So let me just scroll down here for a minute. Yeah, I got him at 25-1. So him at Bet Rivers at 20-1. Ew, like that's you said it. That's really, really come down quite a bit. But for all the reasons that I mentioned, he has 2 top 3s history at Augusta, including the one this year. Starting to putt better. I mean, does well on links courses. Like, he won this year. You know, the Players Championship. So, and then the Century. So I don't know. I think he probably has a chip on his shoulder getting cut from the U.S. Open. I know I mentioned that yesterday as well. I think he can succeed here, and I think he's going to have a very good tournament here.
This course definitely suits his eye better than the U.S. Open did not too long ago. This is definitely more of a field where Cam Smith, his driver and the accuracy has really been what's costing him. He was a little wayward with the driver and putting himself in bad spots off the tee. Here at the Open, it's as wide as can be. So that's definitely going to play into his favor. And that's funny you say that. For some reason, when you open things up, I didn't think Cam Smith was in that top 8, but I'm actually in between. That's one of my last questions. So just to get it out of the way, moving down a little bit, 28-1, I got Will Zalatoris. I'm in on him, and I'm going to do it. I don't care what happens.
Those two were much closer yesterday, though, when we were talking.
They were. And I'm mad at myself for not jumping on Cam Smith when it was at that 25. I think it was even at 30 at one point earlier on in the week. But my question in this middle range, because after this, I'm pretty thin, but Will Zalatoris or Cam Smith, or not Will Zalatoris, excuse me, Colin Morikawa or Cam Smith. I'm going to bet one of them. I don't know which one yet. And honestly, I'll probably just go with Morikawa because he has the better odds. They both have the same upside. We know they can win big tournaments.
Yeah, so Morikawa or Cam Smith, that was the question?
Yes, I'm only betting one of them, and I think I'm leaning Morikawa simply because he has better odds.
Yeah. If you were really torn
but I do like Cam Smith a lot. I want to say that.
No, yeah, 100%. But if you're really torn on the two of them, and it's really a toss-up, just go with the better odds. I mean, I'm not going to talk you out of Morikawa. I do believe that Cam Smith wins this thing. Like, that's my pick to win the thing, but I've thrown darts out at other places as well because, that's just what we do. That's just my strategy. But But Morikawa, 30-1, I'm looking at it at Bet Rivers. You might get a better price somewhere, but I feel like that is a very, very good number for him in a major. And a guy that, I mean, at this major, right? So I don't know, man. I like that Morikawa price. I will tell you right now, full disclosure, after yesterday's show, I went ahead and bet Morikawa as well. So
did?
Yeah, I did both. So I doubled. I double dipped with
both. Maybe I should just do that.
Maybe I do like that Morikawa price a lot. As we move a little bit further here, we got DJ 33, Tony Finau 35, Victor Hovland, Tyrrell Hatton. We just talked about him off air. Hideki Matsuyama. I don't know if you care to share that. What you said about Tyrrell Hatton.
No, but the world can know I hate Tyrrell Hatton, but we'll keep moving on.
Yeah, we'll keep moving on. Sam Burns, I like Sam Burns. I bet on him for this tournament at that 45-1 number. Max Homa's very interesting. Louis Ooh, 45-1. Those two guys I have both of, Sam Burns and Louis Oosthuizen. Do you have anybody in this range from the DJ to the Max Homa, Louis Ooh range?
As of right now, I only have one. This range I actually ended up avoiding more than I thought I was going to. Like Max Homa was someone we kind of talked about yesterday. Same with Louis, even Tony Finau. But the one I have right now is Hideki 50-1. I think it's just way too big of a number for the player with his pedigree. I know he's got the injury concerns, but we know what the upside is. And when you're betting these guys, you're betting that they're going to play at their best. I'm hoping Hideki can play at his best. I mean, we've seen it at majors before, obviously Masters, and he's always competed well at different events, and he's a big time player. So I just think 50-1 is way too big of odds for Hideki Matsuyama, but that's the only bet I have made as of right now in this range.
You got a good number on him, 50-1?
50-1 on Hideki. I like that a lot.
Good number. Yeah.
I've thought about Sam Burns in the last 24 hours since we last spoke. I may get there. He's the only one that interests me that may get my money by the end of the day from this range. The
track record for Louis Wu doesn't entice you here?
Man, I've had my heart broken so many times by Louis. I don't know if I could do it again. I don't blame you for jumping on it. Like I said, I've been there. I believe in the Louis upside.
I feel you.
Maybe I'll get to him over Sam Burns. We'll see. They're just not on my card as of yet. I don't love those plays compared to some other ones.
Oh, 100%. Could I talk you into a top 20 or something like that with Louis Wu?
Possibly. I think that may be a better way to do it because, well, honestly, we're not in North America. Louis doesn't win very often. One of the places he has won is here, so maybe I do just take the outright. I don't know.
Maybe.
You got Louis though, right?
Well, I do have Louis, yeah. We'll talk about it a little bit later. He's actually, I'm looking at DK's price right now, plus 170 for a top 20. That's not horrible.
No, that's really not. That's
pretty solid. I might actually look at that. I know you were looking at Tony Finau top 22.
I was, yeah. That'll be part of it later.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we can continue on here. Let's just go 50-1, between 50-1 and 90-1. We talked about it yesterday, and we weren't super high on any of these guys between here. So I want to know if anything's changed from your standpoint. There was a guy that I bet after we left, we got off, and I did bet Seamus Power.
You did.
I did. I don't really believe that he's going to win, but like I said, I like throwing some darts. And I do like him for a top 40. I think he's going to perform really well this weekend. Whether he wins or not, I have no idea, but I'm willing to take a stab there. So yeah. Was there any guys here 50-1 to 90-1 range?
Hey, Power's played well in majors so far this year. I feel like if you're going to play him on that outright, though, you got to take a top 5 or a top 10 along with it, just in case.
Yeah.
Winning might be a big ask for a guy like him in this type of event, but he has been playing really well. So just maybe
want to get that
for security purposes. I kind of would think I might go that route with both Sung Jae and Corey Connors. Actually, those are the two outrights from this range that I've already bet. Sung Jae at 65-1, Corey Connors at 85-1. Obviously, I'm not going to miss out on Corey Connors. I'm a Corey Connors stan, Corey Connors believer forever, so I'm not going to miss out on him at this lovely number. And then Sung Jae, kind of similar like Hideki. I just believe in his upside. I think it's a little bit too big of a number. I know we haven't seen it as of late. But I mean, consider the guys he's surrounded by. Tiger Woods, Adam Scott's been playing okay as of late, but Ryan Fox, Justin Rose, even Corey Connors, Christian Bezadenhout, Sung Jae is probably the best player of that group by far. So I took Sung Jae at 65-1. I was thinking I was going to get in a Keegan 80-1. I ultimately ended up passing because I think I'm going to go with a couple flyers a little bit lower, and Keegan just didn't end up making my card. What do you got in this range?
Yeah, I respect it. I absolutely respect it. Let's see here. So in this range, the Christian Bezadenhout,
C-Bud.
I absolutely love it. I did go ahead and put a little like $5. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Little small $5.
Bezadenhout played well at the John Deere not all that
Bezadenhout.
long ago.
You talked me into Keegan Bradley yesterday, so I'll go ahead and say I did a little bit of the Keegan Bradley dive. Mark Leishman was a guy that I was very high on this week as well. I did take him for a top 40, I want to say. Yeah, I believe I took him top 40, but 125 to 1 is where I grabbed him at.
Nice.
Mentioned how he was in the playoff in 2015. Came up a little bit short here, but coming off a couple bad tournaments, T14 at the U.S. Open, and he's done decently at the majors this year. So, I mean, he's got the putter, 15th in strokes gained putting. Talked about that a little bit here too. So, I mean, long putts, I feel like that's really going to be a thing this week, and I feel like Mark Leishman's a guy that could take advantage of that. So I am in on Mark Leishman. Whether or not that is a good bet or not, we will find out. But he might just be one of those guys that tease me as well. So that's why I'm taking like the top 40 for him and potentially another matchup. We'll see. But that's about it. I mean, if we're going.
How deep did you get? Yeah. What are the bombs you got? Like,
buddy.
Besides Leash Daddy.
Yeah, I had Leishman, like I said.
Leash Daddy. It's Leash Daddy.
Leash Daddy. Put the daddy on the leash. That's kind of that's a little odd.
Spicing things up here.
Yeah, we're really spicing it up. Man, I was really interested in Gary Woodland, but I didn't do it. I thought about it. I did not get there. The bomb that I took, Chris Kirk.
Chris Kirk.
I think I actually got him at 180 to 1. No.
Yeah, I'm looking at 180 right now. That's a good number.
That actually is wrong. I got him at a way better price than that, believe it or not. I'm about to look that up right now as we speak. Chris Kirk, man, we
talked yesterday about him.
He shouldn't be this number. This should not be his number. I don't care that it's a major. I don't care if this doesn't suit him as well as maybe some other places will or have. This is like so much recency bias, in my opinion. I do not understand it. You didn't understand it when we were talking yesterday. I grabbed him at 280 to 1.
That is you just absolutely stole one from whatever book you took advantage of.
I don't know which book it was on. This is all tracked on my Action Network app, free promotion.
Wow. That's a great bet. I mean, that number is absurd. 280 to Chris Kirk. We were seeing 30s and 40s on him a few months ago.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The 30s and 40s blew our mind when we saw the 30s and 40s. We were like, this is I don't know why he's such a favorite, but it made sense because he was golfing so well at the time.
Yeah,
and maybe the fields were a little bit trash too as well. That was played a part of it. But 280 to 1, I could not pass it up. I didn't care at that point. I saw that number and I just hit the button. So.
I completely understand that. I mean, if I saw 280, this 180, I mean, even looks pretty enticing. But so far, the bombs that I got, Taylor Gooch got his number hammered down. He opened it like 170 to 1. I'm still going to take him at 100. I think just he's one of those guys who actually has winning upside from this range. So I did sprinkle a little bit on Taylor Gooch at 100 to 1. I also got Aaron Wise at 130 to 1. I also took him for a top 10. And then my last one was
never made it as a wise man.
Navo, he's a wise guy, Aaron Wise guy. And then I took Hao Tong Lee, who won the BMW International not that long ago overseas, a big tournament, 150 to 1 for Hao Tong. I also got him top 10 as well. Those were the 3 bombs that I got. And I actually feel like out of all the bombs here, I feel like I took 3 guys who I know actually have winning upside. Maybe Aaron Wise hasn't shown that recently, but he's been close in majors and playing some really good golf as of late. So those were 3 over 100 guys that I actually really liked and already have them in my card.
I like it a lot. I'll just say that I like it a lot. I think your head's in the right spot. I don't know if Aaron Wise, I don't know if he's a wise guy this week. He might turn out to be a wise guy and just take your money. But
yeah, that's true. That happens a lot.
It is a good bet, though. I will give you that. That is a good place to, like, if you're throwing a dart here, this bottom tier, that's not a bad place to go. I think. Yeah. I just don't know if it's his time. But like I said, I have no idea. I really don't believe Chris Kirk's going to win. It's just a pricing thing. So if Aaron Wise is priced, it's a good spot to take. And this is the one major that you could probably look at and be like, hey, maybe one of these guys can take it down.
For sure.
Jack, not to kind of speed things up too much, but we kind of have to. So let's go ahead and look at some top bets, top 10s, 5s, 20s, 40s, anything you got in that range.
So
anything you got there?
I mentioned the top 10s I have with Hao Tong, Lee, and Aaron Wise. I got top 10s there. I have one top 20. I have Tony Finau plus 160. Come on, Tony. I'm not asking too much of you, just asking you to compete. Nobody loves competing and not winning as much as Tony Finau. We all know that. And then top 40, I also got the Tiger Woods minus 110 top 40. Those were the two placement, or I guess I have two top 10s as well, but only one top 20, one top 40. That's how I was going with it. Kind of keeping things thin here because I am going a little heavier on the outrights this week. I really want one.
No, you deserve one. Absolutely. We talked about that. I'm probably going to tell you on that top 40 for Finau. I did take him top 40 when he was minus 136. I wonder if we can look at that. That's a great bet.
That's a great bet.
I wonder if we can look and see where he is now on Bet Rivers, because that's where I grabbed it at, and it probably has moved. It's going to actually take me a while to find that, but because it's just in a different section. They do it a little bit. They set it up a little bit weird. Hey, we love you, Bet Rivers, but you set up these tournaments a little bit strangely for golf for some reason. I don't know why you do that. Get the layout figured out. So
figure it out.
Yeah, figure that shit out. So, man, the top 40. Who was the guy that I was talking about earlier or top 20 when I said plus 170? Was it Louis?
It was Louis.
Louis, yeah. I like Louis, top 20, plus 170. If I like him outright, might as well just tease that top 20. I'll put maybe a quarter unit on that, maybe a half a unit on that for the top 20. Haven't done it yet, but that is going to be one of my finalized bets. I think I like the Finau one, top 20. I might dive in there as well with you. Like I said, I do have the top 40, but top 20 sounds good to me too. Top 40 as well. Seamus Power plus money. I grabbed that at.
Good one.
Love that. And then those are pretty much all my placements as of right now. And I mean, I know this is a finalized betting show, but it might be as far as I go. Jack, head-to-head matchups. Got anything there?
I don't have any head-to-heads, but I'll let you run through yours real quick because I know you had a couple. I haven't placed these bets yet, but I had two nationality props that interested me, and I'm only going to pick one of them. But I'll let you go through your head-to-heads real quick, and then we'll finish off with that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, head-to-head, I'm going to take Emiliano Grillo over Luke List. We're grilling, baby. We're grilling. I don't know what we're cooking, but we're grilling something. I think he's pretty good form right now. Luke List has not been in very good form lately. I mean, List has been very up and down, really. It's just strokes gained off the tee. Both are good. Don't necessarily trust Grillo, to be honest, but I can't trust List. So it's mostly, if you're going to give me plus money on Grillo over List, I'm taking it. So that's pretty much where I'm at there. I talked myself into that. I saw Rory minus 140 against Xander plus 115. Jack, those are the two favorites for this tournament.
That's
and you're giving me plus 115 for Xander over Rory. I know we're debating. You're debating on which one to bet, so you're just betting both of them. It sounds like for the outright.
Yeah,
give me the plus money on Xander. He's just on a roll right now. So plus 115, I love it.
Ballsy, but I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool. That's gonna be the nice sweat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch all weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be something that's just gonna be fun to watch, like you said. Man, there was one more, and I feel like I lost the page on it. So why don't you go ahead and go? I'll circle back around to this so we don't waste any time. What are your nationality props? Because I don't have any nationality props.
For sure. The two that intrigued me, one was Bobby Mack, Robert McIntyre, top Scott. Would it be Scott?
Yeah,
Scottish. I don't know.
Scottish.
I don't know exactly how that wording.
Yeah, I don't know how that.
He's minus 200 against David Law and Paul Lawrie, who I have no idea who they are. I know minus 200 isn't great, but Bobby Mack I think he's got top 20s in both of his last Open Championships. He plays well in links golf. I'm really intrigued by Bobby Mack, even though it's minus 200, because I genuinely don't know who the other two guys are. And then the other one was Victor Hovland minus 110 for top Scandinavian. He's in there with Henrik Stenson, Alexander Bjork, and Nikolai Højgaard. So I'm going to pick one of those two. I might take Victor just because he's only minus 110. But Bobby Mack, I mean, that almost feels like a kick-in.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Should we be Bobby Mack guys this week?
Should we be Bobby Mack guys like outright?
No.
We'll be Bobby Mack guys though for that. I
Minus
think
200. I mean, I think he's gonna do that. I mean, David Law and Paul Lowry. Who are you, bud? I don't know.
I don't know who the. Yeah, that's pretty. It's just like a matter of like, who the hell are these guys?
I'm talking myself into this one. I'm gonna bet Bobby Mack minus 200. I don't care of the line. Free money.
All right. Free money, minus 200. I know it's a lot of juice. I don't usually advocate that, but I mean, if against these clowns, like who are these people?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it. I think that's a good call. The other one that I had was Christian Bezadenhout over Keith Mitchell.
Oh, Seabass.
That's tough. It's tough.
I don't know. Seabass has been playing well, and John Deere, it's hilly, a little bit similar to the Open, as similar as you can get. So I don't mind that a little bit.
I mean, it's minus 110, and I think he's got the putter kind of rolling here too. Yeah. Which I mean, like, that's not everything, but you know, T16 at the Scottish, I like that. You know, he was almost a top 40 at the Masters, so I don't know. I'm running with it. I think he's been golfing really well. I'm running with that. The T2 at the John Deere Classic, which whatever, say what you want, but I know we got to get moving here. Jack, give me your favorite bet for this entire tournament.
My favorite bet, honestly, I'm going to go Xander Schauffele, 14-1. Feel good about it. I feel good about Xander finally getting over that hump, riding a heater of all heaters. If I'm going with one, it's Xander at 14-1.
Yeah, I have no qualms about that. I just didn't do it, but that's why I took the matchup over Rory, because I wanted to get a little bit on him somehow. So I got a little piece of him somehow. But my favorite bet for this tournament, oh boy, Seamus Power top 40. Plus 105 is where I grabbed it at. That's my favorite bet of this tournament. I really think he's going to have he's been really good in the majors. T27, T9, T12 in the majors this year. Ireland native. He's close by. Close by. So I think this is going to suit him well. He's going to be just fine here. I love the plus money value. That's my favorite bet of this entire tournament. I guess I'll give you the outright that I really think is going to win, Cameron Smith. Jack, let's go ahead and get out of here. If you have any final thoughts, go ahead and get them out now. But I know you got to catch a train, and I got to go.
Yeah, I got to get on out of here. But I'm pumped for this thing to get going tonight. I deserve a freaking major winner this year. I've been so close. 3 second places. I mean, come on, give me one this week. Feel good about Xander. I'll take whoever though. Just give me some money. I deserve it. But I'm pumped for the last major of the year to start. Open Championship, 150th at the Old Course. Enough said right there, Joey.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Hopefully you can watch this tournament, stay up all night. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Cash some tickets. Good luck, everybody. Follow all of our work at ontapsportsnet.com, at ontapsportsnet on all social media platforms, at Jack Bushman, at Jack Bushman2, me at Joey Knows Nothing. Follow at OnTap Bets, follow at OnTap Golf. All those pleasantries, Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks, Chicago, it's all there. OnTap Sportsnet. We're going to get out of here. Good luck. Have a nice Open Championship. We'll see you next week.